I found out my 36 male, fiancé, 32 female, was having a prolonged affair about 8 months ago. Went in see a couple of months after, but we had started a business when we were together, so that needed to be addressed. Resolving that has been an ongoing cluster F of increasingly erratic behavior on her part. It came to a head this Monday, when she showed up to the business landlord's place with her AP and demanded that the lease be transferred to her name. I got a call from my landlord, who was very upset, indicating that a random person showed up demanding the lease. The lease is in the business's name and she is a member of the business as registered, but she showed up with zero documentation tying her to the business, zero documentation at all, and just insisted the lease be put in her name. She had never even met the landlord, but just expected that if she said the business was hers, the landlord would just hand her the lease for a location registered with the state as property of an LLC? The landlord told her no. She construed this to mean that I had prevented her from legally having any access to her business, so she, that same day, went to the business location and changed one of the locks, out of 3. When I asked her about this, she explained that she didn't want to lock me out, which she didn't, but was worried I would change the locks, so she got into the location and changed one lock. So I could get my stuff out if you changed the locks. She left the old lock on a stand next the door. I'm standing here, alone, inside the business. She only changed one lock, as I said, the others are still the same old. She didn't want to lock me out. Looking at her handiwork, at the lock she screwed into the door, next to which she had placed the original lock and all its hardware, asking myself what fucking happened to this woman with a master's degree? How did she not realize that if I could still get in the building, which she wanted me to be able to do, and if I was as evil as she had imagined me to be, I could just unscrew her new lock and reinstall the previous lock that she left next to door. She had a key to the lock she replaced. But a new lock, that she also had a key to, would make sure she had a key to this lock. This woman has a master's degree and is a published academic author. She changed one other lock. It was for a door between one part of the business and another, not an entrance, and even if it had locked me out of part of the business, which it didn't, I would just have to walk around the building to the other entrance. The locking mechanism was still inside the main building, i.e., the part that she had wanted me to have access to. I just looked at this random lock that had never existed before and unlocked it? She's since agreed to relinquish the business in its entirety, thank God, and confirmed it in writing, so I'm pretty solid. But I'm still in awe of this incredibly educated woman losing the thread this badly. Justifying cheating because husband plays a lot of video games. I've noticed a trend of people justifying cheating or excusing it because the husband plays a lot of video games. It really bothers me because I played a lot of video games and I really beat myself up about it when my wife cheated and left. In my situation, I was working full-time, and before the marriage ended I was working 2 jobs, finally making enough money to get all the things we've always wanted. I'd spend about 2 hours a day with my kid and wife, and we'd go out for activities about twice a week on weekends. The rest I was either working or unwinding with computer time. She was the full-time parent. This is what we said we wanted early in our relationship, and we'd finally built up to it. Some people have told me I checked out of the marriage and that I was a horrible husband. I always provided for her to be able to be a full-time parent. That's what we both always wanted, was one of us to be able to stay home with the kid. I offered multiple times to switch roles if she wanted to work full-time while I take care of the kid, but she never wanted to. I never checked out, she did. I loved her intensely and was doing what I thought was best for the growth and security of our family. I would tell her I love her every time we talked. I would call her beautiful and thank her for everything she did. But because I played video games after working 2 jobs, apparently I'm a bad and neglectful husband. Some examples of comments I've seen. You checked out so she looked for love elsewhere, just move on, as if playing video games trivializes the cheating. You obviously don't care about her, so divorce is best for you. And on and on. I hate the stigma we have against husbands who play video games. As long as you are doing your part in the marriage, and as a father, there is nothing wrong with playing video games to unwind. For some reason it's socially acceptable to scroll Facebook or TikTok all day, but video games suddenly make you a bad partner. Fuck that, and fuck people who justify betrayal because of someone's particular hobby. Just found out my wife has been cheating on me for 11 months. I am absolutely devastated. I've been with my wife now for 10 years. Married for 3. We have an amazing 8-year-old girl, and just had another baby. On my way home from picking up my daughter from a friend's pool party, my wife accidentally sent me a screenshot of her FaceTime with another man. I instantly recognized him. When I got home, I confronted her. She explained it was an Instagram pocket dial, and she instantly hung up out of embarrassment and took a screenshot in the process. This was all a lie. I debunked this. After questioning her, come to find out she was FaceTiming this guy, and fucked up by sending me that picture entirely. She's been talking with this guy, who is also married, for around 11 months. So I contacted his wife, and let her know my wife and her husband have been hiding their conversations from us. After talking more with his wife, she discovered he was getting a hotel room down the street from our house all the time. She pulled this info up on their Marriott Points account. I called him and got him to come clean. He has been fucking my wife for months at a hotel during the day. My wife would drop off my daughter at school, go meet with him, then come home and act like nothing happened. I've since confronted her and she's trying to get me to stay. The worst part is, our newborn baby may not be mine. They have been having sex throughout her entire pregnancy. I got a paternity test today, and should know by Friday the outcome. I don't want to divorce my wife, but she has absolutely broken my heart and ruined this family. My oldest daughter has no idea, and I don't plan on telling her so they can keep a healthy relationship. My wife has never cheated before. I treat her like a queen. We are happy and love our relationship. Or so I thought. If she had never sent me that screenshot by mistake, I'd have never known. The worst part is I have no idea why she would ruin our family and marriage. I give her my all. I work my ass off for her and the girls. I'm broken. Thank you for watching.